To Representative Markey, I have a message. There's no shame in standing before the people you represent and listening to us. Yes, we're rough around the edges sometimes. We get a little bit loud, we get a little bit rowdy. We're passionate about what we believe, but we're Americans and we deserve to be heard. We're tax-paying citizens you elected, or who elected you to represent us to Washington, D.C.
I'm from Texas, but I'm currently living in Loveland, Colorado. Plan to stay there quite a while. My comment is the stimulus plan promised to create 4 million jobs. Instead, 4 million jobs approximately were lost during the first 7 months of the Obama administration. Thus, there's a differential of 8 million jobs between what was promised and the reality. In addition, the federal deficit for Obama's first year is estimated to be $1.6 trillion, or basically 4 times larger than any previous deficit. Question for Congresswoman Markey: what will you be doing to restore fiscal responsibility to this out-of-control government?
I live in Fort Collins. I'm currently a member of the Fort Collins Utility Board, Electric Board. I'm also a member of the Larimer County Board of Health, very recently appointed to that. And I have read the first 130 pages of House Resolution 3200. It's an awful lot of resolutions they have, isn't it? It's ridiculous. Okay, so anyway, so I read the first 130 pages. And the public health option really is not the biggest deal in this bill, which is why some of the representatives have been saying it doesn't matter about the public health option. So what is it that they're trying to get done? What they want, what the Democrats are pushing, what the Bleeding Hearts are pushing, is that you're not allowed to have better health coverage than someone who's on unemployment. That's what it's all about. They feel sorry that someone who's on unemployment or whatever their condition may be, they don't have a job, or they work at McDonald's or at the grocery store or whatever. It's unfair that they don't have the same kind of health coverage that you have. And what that means is that if the country can't afford to give everybody equal access to bypass surgery or cancer treatment or a procedure that only has a 20% chance of saving that person's life, that you're not allowed to have it because we can't offer it to everybody. And that's what it's all about. And that's why some of the discussion focuses on rationing of healthcare, because that's what it's going to be. If we can't afford it for everybody, then we can afford it for nobody. And so what is fairness? If you have saved all your life, all your working life, to prepare for your retirement or to prepare for a medical emergency, you should be able to take care of yourself. If the company you work for wants to be able to spread that risk over the employees to help them out, they should be allowed to do that. And if the government can't tax you to death enough to pay for everybody else's cancer treatment, then that's just too bad. And America has to come to the realization that they can't save everybody's lives. It's just not possible. We'd like to, and we'd like to have a Medicare system and a Medicaid system that can protect the health of as many people as possible. Isn't that right? We want to protect as many people as we can in an economically feasible, rational way. But what they're proposing is not rational, because you just can't save everybody. And how do you decide if the procedure only has a 20% chance of success? How do you decide whether the public should pay for that procedure or not? That's a very complicated question, and if the government's going to pay for it, you have to have a political process to decide whether those people are going to qualify for that kind of procedure or not. And that's what it's all about. What is fair? What is it, the balancing of economic fairness versus, you know, people's lives in the balance? But that's what it's going to come down to. And so my question, Representative Markey, is what's fair? Is it fair to tax us to death in the attempt to try to save everybody's health, or to let people do as they wish with their own money to save and invest and have health savings accounts and let the private sector deal with our health issues, or force feed a one-size-fits-all policy for everyone in the United States? So, Representative Markey, what is your answer? Is it one-size-fits-all, or is it freedom for the people of America?
I live in Livermore, and I have a question first for Representative Markey. There are 17 enumerated powers in the Constitution. I would like to know which one of these enumerated powers gives you the authority to pass most of the provisions in H.R. 3200. We'll record that as no answer. Would you like to answer the same? Would you like to answer the same question? What provision in the Constitution allows H.R. 3200?
Julian, I promised I wouldn't do the Q&A thing, so you and I will talk afterwards.
Okay, we
But
can
I
do
got an
that.
answer for you.
Second question, Representative Markey. Do you support the Enumerated Powers Act? We'll record that as no answer. For those of you that don't know, the Enumerated Powers Act has been introduced into the House of Representatives every year for the last 20 years. And this act simply states that any legislation put before the House of Representatives will have a statement of where it is authorized in the U.S. Constitution. Sounds like a good idea to me. What do you think, Representative Markey? Once again, we will record that as no answer. If you follow John Locke, or if you follow the Declaration of Independence, and I'm paraphrasing here, the legitimate power of government is obtained by the consent of the governed. I need to borrow something from you. I have one and one response to H.R. 3200.
Private health insurance. I've been having that for 6 years because all of my jobs never provided health insurance. I do provide for my family. I have to make a high deductible. Most doctors with my health insurance, if I tell them I'm laid off or I claim my private insurance, will work with me. And they've taken care of me and my family. I do not want government health insurance because I like to have a choice. That's why I don't have an employer. Because every time you switch employers, you have to get new insurance. Every time you go to Cobra, insurance. Maryland Administrative, I don't want a government-run program. I've been to Europe. I've seen their system. It does not work. It doesn't make, like I said, talked about rations. It has the lifeboat, or basically, what do they call it, the Darwinian plan, survival of the fittest. If you're not valuable to society between 18 and 59, you don't get health care. And that's the system, your system will have to work the same way, whether it's good or not. Thank you.